Hi, this is Brad Willis. I am the moderator of the IronForce fan group, and we are located on Facebook at www.facebook.com/groups/IronForce fan group. I think we have somewhere between 1,000 and 1,100 members as of this particular moment. Now, I'm going to do a training video, and first of all, I think I'm going to get rid of the music because it's getting on my nerves. There we go. For the purpose of this video anyway. And this is going to be training video number 1, discussing the game and some different tips and techniques that may help some of you. Talk a little bit about the game. Now I'm going to play a game. I'll tell you what I'm thinking, and we'll take it from there. So let's take a look first of all at the leaderboards. And most of you already know this, but for those who are new, this tells where the various legions are. I think it shows the top 50, shows where your legion is. Right now you can see my legion is Earth Viper. We have 49 of 50 players. We're ranked 95. Usually we're top 100. Sometimes we're top 25. It just kind of depends on who's playing. That's me, bwilliw, ranked number 7th out of the group so far this tournament. Now let's take a look at my tank, and we'll talk a little about that. In fact, we'll look at a number of the different tanks. Again, some of you have been playing this for a while, and I'm sure this is old hat to you, but for those who are newer, we will go to the garage. Is that what I want? Garage, or did I just do that? Hang on a second. No, we're going to go to the showroom, I think is what they call it now. So hang on, we got to go back. Showroom. Okay. So this shows all the different tanks, and most of you, again, you know this, but what the game does, Chilingo, the people that put this game out, they're a little bit like crack addicts. They addict you, and then they attempt to extract money out of you, usually successfully. And I'm having a little problem getting to the showroom here, but let's try it again. Okay, so you start off with one of these Tier 1 tanks, little tiny tanks, and you play against other people in little tiny tanks. And you kill them a little, and they kill you a little bit, and it's a lot of fun, and it's free, and you think, this is a fun little game. I love my little tiny tank, and I'm getting pretty good at it, and I think I'll keep playing. So then maybe you go to a Tier 2 tank, and you play some of the Tier 1 tanks, and you start killing them, and you think, boy, I'm good, and I sure like this, and I like my little tiny tank. And so you keep playing, and you keep getting bigger tanks, presumably, and so is the competition. And one day you're playing along, having fun with all your little tiny tank friends, and somebody like this guy shows up, Scorpius, like mine, for example, okay, and blows everybody up with one shot, and you think, well, what the hell just happened? And so what's happening is the crack dealer, Chilingo, respectfully is trying to addict you to buy more tanks, and successfully in a lot of cases. Certainly I have. And so you think, well, gee, I didn't like that at all. So you continue moving up with the tiny tanks, and more of these show up, and then one day maybe somebody like this shows up, the Monosaurus, and kills everybody, including the Scorpius, with one shot. And so what you do, they hope, is dig into your wallet, and as you can, buy one of these more powerful tanks, like the one that I have, Scorpius. So anyway, most of you probably already kind of know that, but again, that's sort of the progression of the game, starting off with small tanks, working your way up to bigger ones. As you level up, you can see, my ranking is 3 stars, and so I'm playing usually pretty serious competition when I play, and I'm playing 3- and 4-star players, but every now and then I get quote-unquote lucky, and maybe I'll face a few tiny tanks and blow them up, and it makes me feel like I'm something special. And there is something to be said for the technique in this game, for sure, but some of it is just how big is your tank, you know what I mean? But again, technique for sure, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Now, speaking of that, part of this video will be, well, how are you going to build your tank? And some of you, again, most of you already know this, but as you go to your armory, you can see that you have various levels, and how many levels you have with the tank depends on what tank you have. Like I have up to 30 levels with the Scorpius, but some might have 8 or 11 or 6 or something. The smaller tanks won't go up as far, and they don't hit nearly as hard. You can see up at the top here you have armor, attack, movement, fire speed. That tells where your tank is at, and of course as you upgrade, those will get better, more powerful, bigger, stronger. But there are some drawbacks. For example, I'm going to click on armor, and look what just happened to my movement. Watch it here. You see it went down 1 kilometer per hour from 86.9 to 85.9. Let's do that again magically. We'll go back to where it was at 86.9, and you see here it drops off. Or go to turret, for example. Okay, you can see that my attack went up 11, but my fire speed went down 0.1 RPM. So these are all things you need to take into account when you're building your tank. There are people that just have an attitude, I just want to max everything out and be the biggest, baddest, most powerful out there, and that's fine. You know, you're going to be slow with a lot of armor. You are not going to fire very fast, but you know, especially when you get a bigger tank, you're going to hit so hard that you blow everything up with one shot, and maybe it doesn't matter anyway. What I am trying to do is to have a tank that's a little bit faster and fires a little bit quicker, but that means that I am vulnerable. Like if you look at my armor, it says stage 12, but that's where it will be with the upgrades. It's only stage 11 out of 30. That's very, very low, especially considering some of my other stats are almost maxed out. But I just don't want to slow my tank down. But again, that is not how most people think. Most people think, you know, I need the armor. You know, I want armor, so I'm going to do that. So anyway, that's enough of that. But you do need to put a little bit of thought into, you know, what you do with your tank, because once you do these upgrades, like let's say I go ahead and add this armor, okay, and I slow the tank down a little bit, I can't get that back. Now some people say, well, you can buy a decal, you know, or a sticker or something like that, you know, or a pattern. You can buy, well, let's actually go back to the decals. And that'll make you faster. Well, it's true, but the basic speed of the tank, you know, you're not gonna get that back. So do put some thought into that. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a game, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about strategy. Again, I usually have some very tough competition, and you saw what my armor looks like. It's only level 11, so this means that I get blown up a lot. And also, when I play and record, the game is very laggy, so that does also make it a little difficult sometimes. I don't have quite the same movement range of motion that I normally would if I were not recording. But having said that, we're going to go battle. You see the different battlefields, and they're about to add one more. They have desert, townlet, each uses 3 fuel. This is old hat. Harbor, island, and factory. Factory is a very big map. You know, it's hard to get around sometimes. Same with desert, very large. You know, I like townlet. It's very compact, and harbor. Those are probably my 2 favorite. Let's pick one. I don't know. Let's pick. We'll pick harbor. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and play, and let's see what the matchup looks like. And again, hopefully someone we can perform well against. But you know, you get what you get. You get the hand that's dealt you. So it's going to load. Let's see. I don't see anyone to my left. Don't see anyone to my right. I'm looking around. Okay, I see some people off in the distance. Looks like I got some Scorpius. You can see I hit him. It didn't do a lot of damage. So let's come in again. Somebody brought me along as a friend on another game. Thank you so much. You can see my tank is also moving very jerky. So let's try to get somebody here. We'll get this Filipino fella. And then we got a bunch of stuff right in front of us there, which is kind of nice. We'll take out Avenger bot. Now somebody's going to pop up in a minute and shoot me, I'm sure, while I'm doing all this. But we'll go ahead and deal with that. I see a mine that I'd like, so I'm going to go ahead and speed over and get it. And I missed my shot on this fella. We're going to go over and try to drop a mine on him. There you go, Mr. Filipino fella. My girlfriend probably wouldn't like that. Now somebody's going to take me out right here, but that's just the way it goes. And they did. So we're at the top of the leaderboard. You see, mostly we got 3- and 2-star tanks, so we've got some reasonable competition. It's not the strongest, but not the softest either. So we're going to respawn. We got this fella right here in front of us. He took out this guy. There's a diamond sitting there. I'm not going to try to go after it. I'm just going to focus on trying to kill him. He's going to get a shot on me, but I shouldn't. Somebody beat me to the punch. So let's get the money. I'll get hit while I'm taking the money. No, I didn't, but I will. There's the Philippine fella who's still pissed off that I killed him. He'll kill me right now, and there's not much I can do about it except blow up. So now we've got this. I guess that's the Russian flag, Zloy. Is that I don't know if that's Russia or what it is. I use the Solomon Island flag. It's kind of neutral. You know, that's what that is if you're wondering. I live in America. So we've got a firepower power-up. So we're going to take it, and then we're going to sneak up on this guy and try to nail him from behind here. And he sees that cash. He also sees that money, but we're going to try to get him, and we did beforehand. A lot of people will line up their shots, you know, with the scope. I don't usually do that. You know, that's just... I don't have the time or patience to do that. Let's go ahead and scoop all of this up. We'll go ahead and get a health power up. There's a little Filipino friend. We'll get him, and we'll go ahead and line up a shot on him. Somebody's going to probably take me out here in a second, but at least we got him in the interim. We did. So you see we're 10 points out of the lead. We got about a minute left. Let's wait for the respawn, see what kind of respawn we get here, and who's in front of us. And so... let's see, no one to my left. I'm looking for power-ups, don't see any. This Russian guy's fairly tight. That was a missed shot, so that kind of sucked. I don't know who this little China guy is. Let's go ahead and kill him. And the Russian guy's looking around. He's going to see me in a minute. Let's go ahead and get take some armor off of him. Now he's worried because he doesn't have much left. We'll go ahead and kill him. And there's our Filipino friend. Give him a little lumpia here. And he's running away. And here comes our Lynx friend. We're going to center that and take our shot. He'll hit me here. He might have a mine. I don't like the way he's coming up on me. You always have to be careful about that. I couldn't get him there, but I tried. This will take him out. There comes our Russian friend. I want to watch out for him. I'm down to almost no armor. I'm going to go boom. And let's see, we're now at the top. 9 and 4. Now I've got more points, but you see he's got more kills. Up, and he just moved to the top. He's got a pretty good tank, it seems like. And I think he's also got a 75. Oh, we're out of time. 75% attack pattern. It looked like, so that really helps him. I'm using a 35%. Let's go ahead and continue here. So we came in second. It wasn't a bad game. It was okay. So, you know, we got 850 points out of it. Where am I in the tournament? 22-18, and I didn't get any diamonds or gas, darn it, but I did get 10,000 cash, so that certainly helps. You need a lot of cash to do these upgrades, especially, you know, once you get to a certain point, like just going back again and get a tank decal. Now I won't, you know, thanks. But we'll go back to the armory again just for a second. And you can see, let's go to like a barrel upgrade, for example. Almost $1.8 million cash, so it's really pretty ridiculous. And I've still got 28, 29, 30, 3 levels left, so you can see how much cash you have to have on hand. I'm now to the point where I just basically, I care more about cash than I do kills, really, because I need the cash to upgrade this thing. So anyway, that is the training video. It just kind of talks a little about the game, you know, how you start off, where you end up, and you know, you always want to be thinking, know what's going on around you. When you respawn, you know, be ready to take in everything immediately. People that might be focused on you, people that you have a good shot at, what types of the drops might be around. I really like the fire speed power up. I didn't get a lot of them in this video, but and the mines are a lot of fun. I love dropping mines on people when they don't expect it. But and then of course toward the end of the game, you want to always be ready for your last shot. Like if you're blown up and you're ready to respawn, sometimes when there's just like a second or two left, you think, well, that's the game. Not necessarily. A lot of times you'll respawn right in front with Bill, you know, behind somebody, and you get a great shot in if you're ready for it. So that is the training video for IronForce, and I do hope that you enjoyed it and learned something. Most of you probably didn't, because most of the people watching this are probably experienced players, but maybe for some of the newer players you might find this useful. So you know where our group is at, facebook.com/groups I should say / is IronForce Fan Group. Hope to see you there if you have an interest. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to add those in the remarks section here on YouTube. I do thank you for your time, and we will see you playing IronForce.